What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us for another recap on today's trades. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I traded today, although you guys saw my trade, so that's not going to be very interesting in today's live stream. But I wanted to shout out a couple of our traders that locked in really decent profit. I'm going to call out two stocks that we did pretty well on. And then I'm going to just kind of like end the week, right? Today's Friday. We're moving on to the weekend. I'm going to give it a couple minutes so everyone starts tuning in. I want to thank you guys again for joining us. We go live every morning, Monday through Friday. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, that's an option. But most importantly, the link is down below to join the Facebook group. We have a little bit over now 32,500 members worldwide with TechBot Solutions. If you guys aren't a part of the community, again, it's a free platform where we share best practices, share mistakes, in an effort to promote overall group growth. We provide a very, just strong foundation of the basics and fundamentals when it comes down to trading. It's a very supportive environment for those that are trying to start out, especially because it's free, right? So if you have a Facebook group, again, our Facebook profile, you can join. But most importantly, we're working on the group chats on how we're exactly going to position it. So look out for an alert or for an update on that. So let's kind of just get to it. I'm going to be sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm going to be talking about. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to dedicate 5 minutes to answering a couple of your guys' questions. So for those that are going to be asking questions right now, I'm not going to be answering them right now, so just note that. But I do want to thank you guys again for tuning in. So real quick, let's kind of just recap something. I'm not too sure if you guys saw this monster. So just randomly, once it broke this resistance at $1.49, this is DRYS. DRYS from 127 to $3.84. If you guys see my percentage tracker, from top to bottom, 203. Huge percentage. It's ridiculous. So for those that are watching right now, feel free to refer to Connor's channel. He made a video, so I don't want to talk about this when he already, talked. His entire video is about DRYS. So feel free to tune in and subscribe to him. He's a momentum trader. So he's the one that was trading DRYS. I thought I was doing something pretty good today, and what I mean by that was I don't necessarily trade these stocks that like everyone talks about within the group chat. I'm pretty consistent with the stocks that I trade just because I understand them pretty well. But if you guys saw my trade on AEZS, it came down to I waited for the break of the support, and then once it continued to break the support, we waited for it to bounce. And what I mean by that is, do I have the 1 minute charts? Yeah. So what we did is, if you guys caught our live stream this morning, so again, the live stream is, well, the most recent video before this one, it had a pullback. Bounced at $2.86. I waited for the break of the resistance. I should have bought in at 290 once it broke above 290. I didn't. I waited for the break above 295, and I tried to get filled. I got filled at 296. Guys, I was up more than I actually thought. It moved up so quickly, and guys, I'm not a momentum trader. I'm more of a technical trader. And if you guys see the stocks that I usually trade about or make about 2 to 3 different trades per day. And my positions average at about 2 to 3% growth per trade. So again, I keep losses very small, and the profits that I lock in are usually 2 to 3% per trade. So on average, I average from 5 to 7.5% per day. So, and that's totally fine for me. And when it came down to capturing and how quick this thing was moving, I wasn't able to remove my stop loss and enter my limit order quick enough. I put my limit order at 320. If you guys caught the video, did not get filled. It ended up peaking out at 319. Just literally, and that's why it's so important to understand that just because it's a resistance, the reason that I understood that 320 was a resistance was if we go a little bit further back, we can see that it previously had a support at 320, so that's usually where it held up at. And again, old supports become new resistance levels, had a pullback, and then I ended up stop lossing out when it fell below 310, locked in 140 there, 130 after commissions, and then I tried to get back in again. And this time I got filled at 295. And then it picked right back up, and then it fell right through. So I stop lossed that on that one, and took a $10 loss because of the commissions, but didn't really lose any profit when it came down to the trade. And then the rest of my day came down to jumping on a bunch of calls and just dealing with my normal day-to-day things. So we have some good news, and yeah, it was just a productive day. So that was good. And then I saw the alert that Connor put out. So this is what the video is going to be about. And it kind of comes down to just one of the alerts that we had within our group chats. So, Connor, you guys are all saying that Connor killed it today in the with the alert with the group chats. Connor's definitely our momentum trader. So for those that aren't a part of our group chat, again, we will be shouting out when they're going to be available for everyone else. And again, they are for free. So he posted his video that he just uploaded there. But within the momentum chat, he's the one that runs this, so he's the one with the golden name other than me. So you guys can see him, Connor, right here. And he sent out the alert for DRYS, so he has a good amount of scanners that scan for these specific stocks, as well as he put out the alert for TEAR. I jumped on a call with him today, and it was just really cool being able to see him actually capture this before the huge spike. It got his attention. He told me when it broke above $2, he tried again, I believe at 210, and then he just locked in profits, I think at 215 or 220, and then it ended up spiking all the way up through. But a lot of our traders were able to make huge amounts of profit because of Connor's alert, and that's the whole thing. You know, just because we don't lock in profits doesn't mean that, you know, that's the end of it. The whole point of this group is to share best practices and share mistakes. Just because he sent out the alert doesn't mean that any of you guys have to trade it. It just comes down to the understanding that, you know, that alert is out there. It comes out to being exposed to your, you know, to you, and it comes down to you as the investor to, you know, do the work that it comes down to identify potential and see if it's a stock that meets your criteria when it comes down to trading quality stocks, just like what we always talk about. But I did want to give a shout out to Connor for doing such a good job in calling out this stock that moved up $100 from, you know, open to close, or from top to bottom, as well as with the DRYS shout out, and ended up, you know, squeezing quite a bit of profit on that one as well. Not too sure if you guys saw, but like we kind of predicted, Snapchat dropped below the support at 470, and that was during our live stream, and it broke below support. Again, it's not showing signs of upward momentum. What I'm going to be waiting for is for it to break above $15 at this point, right, and hoping for a bounce at 14. It's been doing a lot of like fake jumps and a lot of fake bounces. And again, these margins of profit, if you guys catch them perfectly, are about like 1%. So they're not necessarily worth it. But if you guys can see, it's creating this huge downward trend. But again, it's Snapchat. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. I really think it's going to identify its support. So eventually it's going to just flatline and then start seeing an upward trend. And it's when it's seeing an upward trend is when I like to invest in stocks, because why would you want to invest in something that's depreciating in value? Wouldn't you much rather invest in something that's appreciating in value rather than depreciating? So it kind of just, it's my style of trading. I feel like Snapchat does have potential. It just comes down to, you know, all these, you know, the demand isn't there. It's just, it continues to, I think, just lose its value. And I don't think they've released any real news, or at least anything to support that, you know, Snapchat is going to make a comeback, at least not as of now. So this is definitely one I think to look forward to this upcoming month. But other than that, it kind of just comes down to waiting for the bounce. So I'm going to set a couple of my alerts right now, and I'm going to set my alerts. So I'm going to right click and create alert. And when it breaks above 14.52, I will set my alert there, as well as when it breaks above 15. There we go. JNUG just killed it today. So we called the support at JNUG. So this is kind of an example of what, oh, are we still good? Yeah. Yeah, the link to the Discord group or GroupMe, they're not available yet. If you're a part of the TechBot Solutions, the GroupMe app, I still manage those, and me and Connor are trying our best, and Bradley as well. So he's running the OTC stock group, and he's doing a pretty good job. But we are providing the links for the Discord group for those that want to use both chats. It just comes down to, like, you know, what is it that you want to, you know, what is it that you guys want to be, or who you want to be trading with, right? A lot of people like the people in the GroupMe app. Some people like kind of just the platform in the Discord group. So whatever it is that you like, we will be managing both. So just you as a trader pick the one that best fits your needs. Just know that it's not currently available at the moment. So we will be keeping you guys an update on that. So kind of getting back to it, this is the trend that I'm planning to see with Snapchat. Snapchat is seeing this trend right now, right? Just continue showing signs of downward momentum, false little like pumps, right? Not really showing signs of upward momentum rather than these false pumps. But if you view out, eventually it's going to hit a certain support where then it's going to, you know, show signs of upward momentum and then start staircasing up. Does it mean that it's, you know, just going to rocket all the way up? But no, it does this like at a slower pace, especially because these are higher price stocks, right? So these are around the same price, $14, $18, well, not necessarily, but this one, we've called out the resistance that it had at $18. We also called out if it breaks above $18.50, the resistance is at $20. And this is one that we called out when it was at $14. So it's been seeing huge growth from that $14 $14 alert to, and I was trading it when it was at like $15 and $16. So it's up 20% from that call out, but it's just really cool to be able to see just, again, previous trends and them repeat themselves. So we're waiting for that to happen, just to give you guys an example for Snapchat. So we're waiting for the bounce and for it to show signs of upward momentum, but it just comes down to actually letting it bounce rather than kind of hoping for the best. So not trading Snapchat yet. DGAS alert on this one, but I actually didn't think it was going to go this high. And what I mean by that is this thing was a complete monster today. Had the pullback that we called out during pre-market hours, bounce at the support that we called out at $24. Again, it's been a very common trend. It usually either bounces at 23, usually either bounces at 24, and then it went below to 23, but then I waited for the breakout when it goes above the resistance, and then ended up hitting highs of 23.50, saw a pullback, and then during pre-market hours, it made its way back up to the $24 mark and held above the support, saw highs of 26 today, and then saw a little bit of a pullback. Based on where it stands, and there's a trader that shouted this one out. Let's see if it's in the 20-day analysis. I think we can see it pretty well here. There's a somewhat of a resistance around here, the $26, $27 price point. If it does break above it, then it can go from 27 to 30. But realistically, this margin is most commonly known as like the resistance. So usually, like if it bounces at 24, hits about the $27 resistance line, and then sees a downward trend. Same thing that it did first initially, then saw a pullback, and then bounced right back through. So just to give you guys an understanding, if you guys are in DGAS or are thinking about trading, just know that it's a little bit more closer to the resistance than it is to the support. So, but again, invest whatever it is that you guys see value in. INO didn't perform the way that we expected it to. Didn't jump into this one today, but we did see that little false low bounce. Held above that $6 support and then broke below it right before the market closed, and then popped right back through right before the market closed and leading into aftermarket hours. ZN again just continuously depreciating in value when it comes to like breaking all the supports, even after the aftermarket and pre-market hour hype. Just again showing a lot of bad signs of upward momentum. There was a really nice little margin that when it did bounce, it did very well. So 7% profit. Oh, and AMD. This is the last one that I'm going to talk about. Had the pullback. We called the pullback, waited for the break of resistance, and that's when we called it out, and then hit highs of 14.05. We did not expect the break at 14.05. What we expected was $14. And not even that realistically. So let's see if we can go far enough back. Here it is. So $14 was the resistance. And then there was a previous resistance at like around 1380 to 1390. And I traded this one, how many days ago? Like 5 days ago. And let's see. No, I thought there was a resistance at 1380. Okay. But again, 1380 was the previous resistance. It broke above that. And then when it broke above that today, it became a new support. So if you guys could see, it was holding above 1380 the entire day. Broke to that $14 resistance line. But it really came down to the most common trend that we've been able to see with AMD is right now, based on the past 4 days, it's been showing signs of upward momentum. But during the market open, it usually experiences pullbacks. So if you guys can see right as the market opens, it has a pullback to support, and then it bounces and hits highs for the day, and then kind of just slowly starts staircasing up. So when it comes down to opportunity cost, when it comes down to trying to get in and out at the best time for AMD, based on its previous trends, it usually sees a pullback during market open and then hits its resistance and then kind of flat lines. Again, pullback, hits resistance, then flat lines. Pullback, hits resistance, and then flat lines. But it's been continuously showing signs of upward momentum. And then the overall resistance last time was 1450, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1450. So it looks like it's trying to make its way back up there. But again, it wasn't able to hold above $14 last time in this area right here. So just note that this might be where it might hit and then see a downward trend. But it looks like it is staircasing up. So we'll have to leave it to Monday and kind of see how it ends up playing out. But again, we had huge call outs with AMD. We didn't really see, we didn't really like think about PLUG to do this well, especially not today, but it had, that huge momentum, that huge gap that it had during pre-market hours, and then had a nice little pullback, set its support, and then started seeing a downward trend. So again, it comes down to not jumping into the hype, but letting it identify its support. So it looked like it set its support at around 230. So a way that, you could have approached this is If 230 was the support, it broke below 230, waiting for it to break above 230 because old supports become new resistance levels, and then start seeing an upward trend. And even within this small margin from 230 to like 240, because that was where the previous resistance was right here when it tried to bounce up 230, it's 4.17% profit. That's still really consistent profit if you can lock that every day. So let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, I almost stopped it. But that was it, guys. I think it was a very productive day for what it was that I invested when it came down to actually trading actively. Today was probably the least amount of time that I spent trading. There's a lot of back-end work and just hassle that I had to deal with one of my properties. I was thinking of making a video about like how it is to own property, and I manage it myself, and dealing with tenants and stuff like that. So it's just been a very frustrating day in that aspect of like that part of my business. But yeah, a lot of just headaches when it comes to that. So when it came down to like jumping on calls like right after I finished trading, it was just cool to trade. It was like 8 minutes for my first position on AEZS, and I locked in. It was 130 after commissions, and then it took a $10 loss. So still $120 profit with overall like 20 minutes of trading, not including like my time I spent during pre-market hours and stuff like that analyzing stocks. But it was just so cool. I think a lot of people had very productive days today, and I'm going to call out a very small number of the people that did well today. So I want to give a shout out to Dave. He locked in $1,596 profit within the past week. So congrats to you. That's over 46% profit. So thank you again for being a part of your team and sharing what it is that you do good. I want to give out a shout out to Edmar Ordonez. He locked in over 16% profit, almost 17%. It was $684 of profit within one position. And again, huge profit. So again, he's just sharing his best practices, sharing his mistakes, and these are traders that I actively see within the group chats. G. Saragoso, let's see. Bought, sell, bought at 259, sold at 310, and then total profit looks like a little bit over $500. So huge. Again, it really comes down to just locking in profits, and that's a huge thing. And this is where I want to shout a couple people out. Lawrence Thomas locked in over 10% profit the past month. You guys have to understand consistency is key, and regardless if you're locking in 3% profit, profit's profit, and especially if you're starting at like an early age, you guys have to understand that, or if you guys are new to trading, if you guys are staying consistently green and you guys continue to develop yourself as traders, that's one of the key components. Don't worry about the profits that you're making right now. Worry more about the percentage growth and consistency. And then as you guys continue to make more money and can continue to develop yourself as a trader and prove to yourself that you can be a profitable day trader, the money will come, right? Because then you can invest more money because you believe in yourself more, because you know that you have the right mentality and fundamentals when it comes to trading. And then this 10% profit, instead of it being 1,166 for Lawrence in a month, if he's investing with maybe 100,000, then it's going to be $10,000 a month, and therefore $120,000 a year by just trading and networking with us. And it really comes down to the principle of thinking about the big picture, not just trying to jump in and hope for the best, or just trying to invest everything it is that you guys can right now when you have no true understanding on how to trade. So that's it on that. Let's go ahead and let's see. There's just so many screenshots. I don't know what it is that I should share. Dustin, he says, not a bad week. He locked in over 27% on the past week, so it was $1,201. And I post all of these within the TechBot Solutions Facebook platform. So, or they post them and I just approve them. And then we have a position that, shoot, I didn't screenshot the actual, let's see. I just screenshotted the profit that they made. It was 1,137. It was 59% profit. So huge position there. Jake Martin locking in over 2.39 the past week. So again, it just comes down to consistency. Profit is profit, and learning from your mistakes. And that's one of the biggest things. So I'll end it there when it comes out to the shout outs. We're going into the week. So I wanted to ask you guys, for these videos for the week, so on Saturday, I usually post the Making of the Millionaire video. So I kind of just talk about some best practices. I know I didn't do it last week. It was very overwhelming last week just because I had a lot of things going on. I just wanted to kind of create an update on things that are going on with what I've made videos on. So the Making of the Millionaire, I'm going to try to get a video out for you guys. But I am planning, and I just want some feedback from you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Tanner J. Fox, I made a video with him. He's the guy with the Lamborghini. And I'm planning on flying out to California, spend like 2 days with him, and then fly on back. But I thought, we can make a couple videos for you guys. And since he's a different type of like entrepreneur, he's more like of like online marketing and online sales and stuff like that. That's kind of like his market. So if you guys want me to ask any questions or want me to make a video about a specific topic, then direct message me either within the Discord group or direct message me within the TechButt Solutions group chat, or comment down below once this video establishes and stuff like that, and let me know what you think would be a helpful or useful video for everyone in the whole, or for yourself, right? Because I'm sure other people can benefit from that. I do want to give a shout out to Brad as well. Brad is our OTC stock group leader, so huge shout out to him. I'm going to be sharing my screen real quick. So if you guys ever want to get into trading OTC stocks, then here's the other channel that I shout out right here. So he's starting to upload a little bit more videos. So feel free to subscribe to him. He's doing very well for what it is that the amount of people really like. He kind of told me to just make it clear to everyone that he was going to stay on the GroupMe group chat for the OTC stock group, as well as stay on the Discord group chat. But it's because so many people liked the community that they had within that group chat, because there's such a just a tight team, right? And it comes down to understanding that it's not always about like quantity, but it's about quality, and they have really good quality information being shared. And that's what I'm trying to now perfect when it comes down to the general group chat, just because we have a couple thousand members within the GroupMe, and it's really hard to filter out that spam. So that's why I've been trying to ask you guys to post stocks or alerts in certain formats to make it that much more effective. Yes, it's a little bit more difficult. It probably takes like 10 to 20 seconds more, but it comes down to people actually viewing it. They have a better understanding on why it has potential, and dedicating less time to, it's easier to make sense of it. And again, improving the quality of information being shared. So tell me what you guys think about what we should film if I end up making a trip over there to California this weekend with Tanner. And that's really just it. Just an update. If you guys want me to make a video about like how it is me being like a landlord and owning property in my age, and kind of like best practices if you guys are thinking about owning some property or buying property to rent it out and stuff like that, I'd love to share my best practices in my own experience, because again, I've only really had an experience for about 2 years since I've only owned my houses. I'm 22, so I bought my first house when I was 20, and I'd love to share it with you guys. It's not necessarily something I normally share. I can't film. Like, it's weird filming like my house is outside, because then I don't want people coming right and finding where it is that I live. And I can't film inside like my property, like investment properties, when I have tenants living there and stuff like that. So if you guys want me to talk about certain things about it, then let me know, and that would be great. So other than that, I'll save that for another video. So I was thinking about something, but yeah. So let's go ahead, and I want to thank all those that tuned in. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I'm gonna dedicate 5 minutes to answer a couple questions. So for those that want to stay tuned and just hear what it is that we're going to be talking about, thank you. For those that are not, again, the link is down below if you guys haven't joined already. For this weekend, again, it comes down to you guys doing something that's a little bit different than everyone else. I want you guys to enjoy the weekend. A lot of you guys have this weekend off. If you guys can learn one new thing on the weekend and then share it within the Facebook group, feel free to do that, because we want to encourage like growth overall as a group. And if you learn something new, I'm sure someone with 32,000 members that we have with the overall community can definitely benefit from the knowledge that you learned this week. So that's really just it. I'm super pumped for this upcoming week. I always look forward to Mondays, just because again, we get to trade. And it's just an amazing thing that I get to share with each and every one of you guys. So I really do appreciate you guys taking time out of your day and making this happen. So I'm gonna close out my Thinkorswim, because I think it's messing up the live stream. I always get that question. Ricky, why do you use Fidelity? It came down to me originally using Fidelity when I originally started trading. And then I moved over to TD Ameritrade when then I started paper trading. Then I went back to Fidelity just because they've always had lower commissions. They raise them from time to time, but when usually Fidelity raises them, so does TD Ameritrade, and TD Ameritrade is always a little bit more expensive based on my experience. And then I moved over to Robinhood for a little bit, and then I moved on over back to Fidelity. You can ask any trader, and I don't mean that. There's a lot of people within our group that do very well, as you guys can tell, with all the posts that are posted within the Facebook group. A lot of people that do very well within like Robinhood and just those newer type of platforms. Based on my experience, I was doing just fine, but when I had over $25,000. When I tried to do this $1,000 challenge, I just got so upset and frustrated with their customer support and the reliability. And I think if you ask any trader that really does this, like, I say that I do this as a hobby because I only dedicate about 2 hours and I do so many different things on the side. That's only like a fraction of what it is that I make. But if you guys ask like anyone that makes like probably over $50,000 to $60,000 a year, we all like use, I think, like different more advanced, I want to say, brokerage companies, because it comes down to like once you have over $25,000, the commissions don't really affect you too much when it comes down to like at least paying for that quality. And I totally 100% understand, and that's why I support Robinhood so much when it comes down to them trying to provide an innovative platform that is accessible for everyone. Because again, that's what I'm trying to do with just the fundamentals of sharing ideas. But the reliability isn't there yet, and I don't think the quality is there yet. It's more quantity. So again, it just comes down to like where you're starting out, and that's just it. It's just been something I started using Fidelity because it's just what I was like used to, and it's just something that I trust. I don't know, like I don't know exactly why it is that I just like Fidelity and I like the platform and like the reliability. So let's see what else. Yeah. So Tony's saying I use Fidelity. Yeah, it's cool. And guys, just because I use Fidelity, please don't make the assumption that you guys have to use Fidelity. Do what works for you. If Robinhood is working for you, great. Look at what everyone else uses. People use TD Ameritrade to trade. I might make the transition over. I've been going back and forth with them. They might be interested in trying to like, I don't want to say like affiliate themselves with me and the TechBud Solutions community, but I've been talking about them and how we can make it like that you guys can get compensated like free commissions or something. I'm trying to do my best to partner up with these huge companies, but it comes down to them being so big that it's very hard to establish a partnership with. But it comes down to I have over 30,000 members with our community, and the average account's like 1,256, and that's over like $30 million. So we have the buying power, and we have, in a sense, just the capital, but it comes down to like what it is that they can do, and they're too big of a company that I'm not too sure if I can do it for you guys, but I'm definitely trying, and I hope you guys understand that. But again, something that I'm really trying to focus on is the development of our group chat to make it that much more efficient for us to communicate with with one another. So Nick Smith is saying, I'm just starting out, so roughly $1,000. I think that's great. One of the things that I always suggest, and I know I bore the crap out of you guys when I say this, is if you guys are just starting out, the best way to start out, and I think everyone that tries to like influence some form of trading, like I always try to encourage people to trade, but I try to do it with paper trading because I don't want them to lose any money, especially when starting out. And I think paper trading, again, simulation trading, so trading with fake money, using TD Ameritrade is one that I really encourage because it's just such a great way to learn the basics and learn the fundamentals and make all the mistakes within that platform. And once you prove to yourself that you can be a profitable day trader, and once you have your niche and have your techniques that work for you, then make the transition over. I know it's not the reward that you guys want to see or the instant gratification, but just know that with time comes reward. And regardless of what people tell you, they're like, no, you're dumb, like you're only investing $1,000, that's not going to make you any money. It comes down to what you see value in. If you see that it's a market or an amount that can work for you, just know that yes, but you need to at least have the fundamentals going into it. I hope that makes sense. What happened with the chat room today? No link in Facebook. That's by Rita Bone. Yeah, I removed the link. We received some sort of disruption, and it came down to me trying to restructure the group chat. So we have a Discord group, which is a type of platform, and we have a GroupMe group. And now I'm working with my developers and thinking about a plan on how to make it efficient and effective for us to communicate with one another. So I'm still working on that, and that's why no one's allowed that isn't already within the group chat. So I do apologize, and I will try to get this done by this weekend. I just need more time. I don't want to make a decision based on a certain position that I'm put, but I really like this because it's made us like speed up the process. So I think this push is kind of what we needed. Let's see. Can I get a shout out, please? Alex Videos, of course, bud. Thank you again for tuning in. Nick Smith, hey Ricky, how much money did you lose when you first started investing? I made a video on that, so people are always just amazed by how much money I lose or lost. And it was a little bit under $3,500. I started with $3,500 when I started trading, but you guys can check out that video. It's under like helpful videos or something like that. Search up like my biggest loss or something like that. Tuck Deuces is saying, "Huh, suckers," because the group chat is closed. That's not very nice. But I definitely want to reopen it for you guys because I want more people in it. But I just want to make sure that I focus more on quality than quantity. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. I want it to be an effective group to communicate with one another. So Robert Moreno says, "You're the best, Ricky." I appreciate that, brother. Grant Florence says, "Hey Ricky, just wondering, are commission fees always immediately taken out on your account or when you execute a trade? Just wondering." So to answer your question, when you place a trade, they do make sure that you have the cash available to pay that commission. So you pay it like when you place and when you get filled on that transaction. But then when you sell it, if you don't get filled or you cancel your order, then you don't pay the commission. So I hope that answered your question. Can the Facebook group have a quicker upload? That's by David D. Does that mean, are you talking about like approving posts or like approving members? Let me know what you mean by that. What's the status of your website? So the development of our website with pretty much providing what we do already with the group chats and then providing what we do with Facebook and being able to post group, like, network with one another. So just, again, a group chat system that isn't kind of like simplistic like every other platform out there. And providing kind of like being able to create your profile and having a discussion board that's just for posts, like people posting like kind of like their watch list and more generic rather than posting alerts, because everything that should be real time should be posted within the group chats because that's where everything is being talked about. But if you guys want to ask a question or discussions and stuff like that, then that would be kind of in the feed. But I'll discuss more about that later. Hopefully by the end of August. That's kind of like a rough estimate of where we stand. How much money should you start with to gain good profits? Again, that's a very broad or biased question. It comes down to what you identify. I made a question on how much money you should start off with, and if you guys want to literally Google search or YouTube search that, how much money should I start trading with, and then my name, that video will pop up. Yeah, so you guys have been doing a really good job. A lot of people are asking a lot of frequently asked questions, and just to let you guys know, in the Discord group, we have a bunch of like FAQs, so you guys can post all those questions there, and then a mod will answer them for you. But yeah, just feel free, if you guys can, just search up your question on YouTube and then put my name next to it. And I most likely made a video about it. And I have that helpful video playlist that goes over like almost every frequently asked question ever asked. So just to let you guys know. What is the best app for beginners that want to start trading with penny stocks? If you're trying to focus on penny stocks, which are true low cap stocks, then paper trading, because you'll understand that there's a reason that I don't trade stocks less than $1. I try to trade stocks that are $1 to $30, but that's just my specific niche. We have Brad from the OTC stock group that sees success in stocks that are less than 1 cent. So it comes down to some traders are excel in different markets. We have Connor that excels in momentum trading, and it just comes down to identifying your trend or your niche. How do we get into the Discord group? Again, guys, all the group chats are all closed right now. If you're in it, then you're in it. But if you're in the GroupMe group chat, the links are posted to move on over to the Discord group, and vice versa from Discord to GroupMe. But other than that, if you're not in it already, then you can't go in, at least not yet. Just give me this this update, or give me until this weekend. So Bike Bean Broom says your videos are a great help. Ricky, thank you. I appreciate that. So Nick Smith says, Ricky, I appreciate you taking time to help us. No, of course. Like I love doing this. Like I love dedicating like 30 minutes of my day to really, like when I'm when I'm trading, it's kind of double dipping, although it kind of distracts me. I'm already going to be trading, so it's kind of just helping you guys and having someone to talk to, so that's always fun. But then this video, I love kind of like filming these videos and just keeping a close relationship with you guys, and I hope you guys understand that. Hey Ricky, do you have Skype? No, a lot of people have been asking me to like schedule like meetings and conference calls and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys want me to implement that option. I'd love to be able to communicate with you guys on one-to-one. If you guys see value in that, comment down below or direct message me, and maybe we can implement that specific feature within the TechBud Solutions platform. But if you guys see value in that and you guys want to do that, then why not provide it for you all within our platform? Ricky, do you do your technical analysis before you trade and also the day before pre-market hours? So I at least dedicate, and I'm pretty consistent with what it is that I do, at least 15 to 20 minutes. I try to dedicate a little bit more time, but again, I have a series of things that I have to do throughout my entire day. And I know if I can do it, guys, regardless of how tired you are, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, 5:30 a.m., and I go to sleep around 1. So it comes down to like if I am working the entire day and have time to dedicate to identify potential, then I would make the assumption that you guys do too, right? It just comes down to how much you guys want it. And I identify potential or do my technical analysis the night before. And then like you guys see during pre-market hours, I do the same thing, making sure that the stocks that I looked at the night before are doing the way that I plan them out to do or plan them out to perform. I wait for the pullbacks, set up my plan on where to buy, where to sell, and where to cut my losses. And I focus on quality stocks. And that's what I see quality in. Just because I see quality in doesn't mean that you guys will too, and that's why it comes down to me kind of just trying to teach, or not teach, but like just talk about my whole thought process, because I think a lot of people, once they grasp that on how to identify potential, how to, the importance of cutting losses, the importance of not trading based on anyone else's opinion and just what you see value in, those best practices, anyone can tell you like those are good best practices that regardless if you like my style of trading or not, those are ones that you should most likely go by, because if you work hard and you identify potential, then it comes down to, it will work. It just, again, testing the waters, try simulation trading. And then if you become a profitable trader within the simulation trading, then moving on over to a real brokerage where you can invest real money once you prove to yourself that you can be successful. All right. So I'm going to end the live stream here. I want to make sure that you guys get back to enjoying your Friday. I still have a good amount of work that I have to do. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you. I was going to make a video about it, but I really don't want to. So those that are tuning in, thank you. The property that I made an offer on, the fourplex that I made an offer on, did not get accepted. It was a listing. I was just about to tell you the actual dollar value. But for those that were asking like that, if the house, while the house is so cheap, it only costs $100,000. Guys, that was just an example. The house doesn't just cost $100,000. It costs way more than that. So it was just an example to give you guys an idea. I think a lot of people didn't capture that sentence, but did not get accepted. They ended up, a lot of people in Arizona, based on the real estate agent that I have and what they've been experiencing, is a lot of people in Arizona are buying above market price because the demand is so great right now. So a lot of people, I guess, are trying to buy houses and investment properties. And I made an offer below market price, just like I do with everything. I always try to buy below market price. They received an offer above market price. So I'm still in the search for another investment property. I'm still in a search for another primary residence where I plan to move me and a part of the TechBud Solutions team into. So we're going to have like a TechBud Solutions headquarters. I actually don't think I told you guys that, but that's kind of my plan, to buy another house and we're all just people that are members that work in for TechBuds, like kind of like, I don't know, I'm super pumped, and kind of convert my current house to complete investment property and then keep my other houses as investment properties as well. So that's kind of the plan. So I'll keep you guys all up to date with everything it is that I have going on. Again, my Corvette Z06 is for sale. For all those that always ask, like, why is it that you guys see it posted? Well, it's because I always post my cars for sale. So it is for sale in Arizona, but I'm pretty sure I don't have my number there, just because I know a couple people found my listing, and you guys messaged me on like Craigslist. You guys emailed me, which is the funniest thing. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to be talking about what car I'm going to be looking at next, and I'm looking at 2 different options. So again, kind of just recapping about what it is. I hope you guys have a amazing weekend. Continue working hard. Continue doing what it is that you guys love. And if you guys can learn one new thing and then share it with the group, that would be great. Again, feel motivated to put in extra time to grow as an individual and then share it with us, as well as get pumped for Monday because I'm super excited to get back to trading. I'll keep you guys up to date on the group chats, and once I'm going to open them up again. So I'll post that within the Tech Club Solutions Facebook group. Again, the link is down below, so you guys can join for free if you guys haven't done so already. And then subscribe to Connor, subscribe to Brad, again, the momentum trader, and then the OTC stock trader. If you guys can subscribe to me, most importantly, subscribe to them. And if you guys have enough subscriptions left, then feel free to subscribe to me. We'd love to have you as a part of our team, and I'd love to be a part of your success any way that I can. And there's a lot of things that are going on right now, and it's just kind of overwhelming. And I'm kind of like stressing out because I usually deal very good with stress and the different things I have to manage throughout the day. But now it's kind of getting a little bit to the point where I think I need to hire someone to manage my businesses, because it's getting to the point where it's a true blessing to be in the position where I am right now. And I just want to make sure that I don't make a mistake just because I'm putting too much on my plate, and at least I have the proper management. So other than that, hope you guys have an amazing day. And I'm trying to think, I was going to tell you guys one last thing, but I can't think of it. Let's see what you guys are saying. No, I guess just let me know what we should film or what I should film with Tanner J. Fox when I visit him, when it comes to like online sales or Amazon sales, or if you want to do something about like YouTube, or I don't know what you guys want. If you guys want to do a meetup in California, I don't know what you guys want to do. Let me know about the one-to-one meetings if you guys see value in that, and if you guys think I should establish an option within the Tech Club Solutions platform to be able to meet you one-on-one and just have a one-on-one conference and stuff like that. I think that would be a really cool thing. I'm doing that already in person with a couple people, but I think being able to do it online would be that much more efficient for both parties. But yeah, again, and I'm just super pumped. I'm super pumped that I get to share my experience with you guys and this growth that I'm seeing within my life. And it really comes down to you guys being my motivation. I don't want to say that you guys are my only motivation, because I said that and then my girlfriend got mad. But you guys are definitely something that truly inspires me to always continue working as hard as I can and putting in the extra hours to making and trying to produce the best platform that I can out there for you guys, and overcoming all these obstacles that we continue to encounter. But again, we're a team, we work together, and we grow together, and that's the beautiful thing about us. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. If you guys can subscribe, great. Like, comment. No, just kidding. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Take care, guys.